Getting married at 20 years old and becoming a homemaker was one of the wildest things that I probably could have done, but also such a great risk that I took. I wanted to share in today's video some homemaking, a little bit of thrifting. Actually, it's my birthday in this video, and I wanted to take you guys along with me while I prepared for my little birthday celebration and just talk to you guys, have a little chat, what we do here. So, we are starting out the morning with something simple. My children are always requesting waffles these days, and I know I've already made these in a few videos now, but I mean, I share my real life and what I'm really doing around my house. Look at these beautiful spotted eggs, these pasture raised eggs. These are so pretty. I love seeing the different spots and things on the eggs. Anyways, besides the point. I'm making my really good homemade waffle batter. The kids have been obsessed with waffles, so have I, and I have shared this, like I said, probably in a few different videos recently, but that's what we've been really eating for breakfast, along with like eggs and protein. And it's just something easy I can make in huge batches and then have for a week, week and a half. And it just makes it easier on me throughout the week. And it's also a great way to get rid of sourdough starter, which is great because I don't want to waste my discard. I don't want to keep too much sourdough discard in my fridge because it just takes up room, right? I am showing a sourdough loaf that I baked off this morning, and honestly, I love this. Might be controversial in the sourdough world, but I love me a light colored bread. I have seen a lot of bakers bake breads that are a lot darker in color, but I really enjoy a light bread where the crust isn't too hard and crusty, where it's just crusty enough, but the bread on the outside is still light colored. I just feel like aesthetically it looks better. And I don't know, my kids don't like the crust too crusty or they complain about it. Let me know if you bake sourdough down below, if you kind of feel the same, or if you like a dark loaf. Let me know. But I always enjoy a light loaf these days. Or should I say a lightly colored loaf? But it's still baked all the way through and honestly delicious. But I just enjoy a lighter loaf. I am making myself, of course, an espresso because you cannot have a morning without it. That is one of my favorite things in the morning is hearing my children play while I make myself some coffee and we get breakfast going. We don't have a lot of routines here in our house that are very strict, but we do have rhymes is what I like to call them, where we kind of just do the same things every day, but we're not super strict on a routine. Like, okay, 10 o'clock we do this, 1 o'clock we do this, 3 o'clock we do this. No, it's very go with the flow at my house and in my days. But we do have certain things that we do every day that are kind of like non negotiables, such as making coffee, having breakfast. Oh, there's a jump scare with one of my daughter's dolls. She is always doing that. But yeah, we have non negotiables just like everybody else. So, breakfast, we do homeschool, and then we have a lot of free play and kind of just take the day from there on out. So, if anything, we have a little bit more morning structure because of homeschool. Because we are back homeschooling after the holidays. It has been a little bit harder to jump back into it because, we took a good like month break or several week break, and that was really nice. But it's time to get back into it. So, we have been doing that for the last week or so, and it has been great. The kids have missed it dearly and they are very excited to get back to homeschooling because they absolutely love it. But it was really a nice break for me. And I'm just sipping my coffee while I have these waffles just going. I love the waffle machine because it is just so nice to have it working for me, and I could be doing other things. I could homeschool, I can make myself coffee, I can look over the homeschool material, post on social media, do whatever I need to do, change a diaper. All of these things usually are happening while the waffles are going, so it's very convenient for me. I love this one. I think this is a Krups waffle machine or waffle maker, and I got it off of Amazon probably like 2 months ago or so. It's great. I love it. We have been trying different variations of waffles. we are doing some blueberry waffles as well as bacon waffles, and those are super, super good. But yeah, you guys, today is my birthday in this video, and I thought I would take you along with us on our day. We are having a very chill day because that's just what I like on an everyday basis. I really do like to live life really slowly, and there is not a better morning I could think of for my birthday to just have a really long, slow morning. Making breakfast, having an espresso. I did like maple syrup in my espresso, and that was really, really good. And we just hung out all morning, did homeschool, just really, really nice. I am pulling out some sausages. These are chicken sausages from Costco, breakfast sausages to be exact. They are so good. Me and my kids love them. Highly recommend. I have no antibiotics or any crazy ingredients, pretty clean ingredients. So I really do like this brand, and they're delicious. I love them, and they're very easy. They take just a few minutes to warm up. So to have alongside waffles with some fruit or some eggs is really, really nice. So we've been doing that most mornings. And adding in these little additions like bacon and blueberries has been a game changer for waffles. I will leave my waffle batter recipe down below. It is very simple to make. They don't take too much time. I do a triple batch if you're wondering. So I do my recipe 3 times. The recipe that I'm leaving down below. And if I forget, just let your girl know because, I am forgetful over here. I have a ton of dishes to do. So I'm just going to try to get all that together while I move on to the next thing because dishes pile up. I think I forgot to do them the night before, which is never fun. So I love tearing these waffles apart. I find it so satisfying. Look at this huge tower of waffles. This will last us about a week and a half unless we have company or something like that. Unless my brother or my mom come over and eat some waffles too, then it won't last as long. But yeah, here are all my dishes. I need to do that. Does anyone else feel like they can't have dishes just sitting in their sink all day? I do not like that. It makes me feel like I'm behind. So while the baby was taking a really nice nap in her rocker, which is very rare, yes, she is surrounded in a sea full of Legos. And the Christmas tree is still up because we keep Christmas up until after my birthday. And currently, when I'm filming this, it's actually down already. But when I was filming this, it was up. My mom and I, after I did the dishes, I got dressed and we headed off to the thrift store. That is always a really fun thing. Every birthday, I usually go antiquing or go to the thrift store. The baby slept so well today. Praise the Lord for that. That was such a gift, honestly, because she does not nap well. I thought those little shark slippers were really, really cute. And I loved these all-star Adidas, but they were just a little too beat up. I got these really cute little slippers for the baby and this beautiful picture frame. I typically don't get really worn shoes at the thrift store for the kids unless they're almost like brand new. But I really did like those shoes. I'll probably buy them brand new when Noah needs some new shoes. But those were just a little too worn for me to buy. I was kind of surprised they actually had them in like on the shelf. There were a lot of cool finds. I always find a lot of cute children books and amazing old antique vintage furniture. It's always so fun looking at all of the things. And I did not have the kids with me this time, just the baby. I did not have the older kids with me, just the baby. And my mom and I went. And that was really nice just to get out of the house for a little bit. Look at this old popcorn maker. I thought it's so cute. I didn't end up getting it, but it's adorable. There is always so much to look at in the kitchen section at the thrift store. I found a few ice cream makers. This one by, I think, Cuisinart, as well as that old barrel one. I actually am on the hunt for a good ice cream maker, but I didn't decide to get either one today, but I thought they were really cool to find at the thrift store. I thought that would be a really good find, but that's not quite what I'm looking for in an ice cream maker. I found this really cool jewelry box. It's always an adventure when you go thrifting, honestly. It's so much fun. Now, I thought we would talk a little bit about my experience with getting married really young and becoming a homemaker really young. I got married at 20 years old to my best friend, neighbor friend. He was my neighbor and we met when we were 10 years old. He asked me if I could come out and play over my fence. Oh, real quick, I saw this Kiwi kit and it was brand new. My kids, it's not for my kids' age range, it's quite a bit older, but I thought that was so cool. They have like science learning building kits. If you don't know what KiwiCo is, it's a little subscription or toy service. And then they also had this whole wall of baseball and softball stuff. I actually played softball my whole life growing up, and I would have loved to see this. Or my mom would have loved to see this at the thrift store and saved herself some money on some gear, okay? I thought this box was really cute, this craft box. Anywho, so yes, I married my, I don't even know what you would call this, elementary school sweetheart, because we were only 10 years old. And I also brought home some Chinese food because it was my birthday. My mom and my brother treated us to some takeout, really good Chinese place that's local to us. And that way I didn't have to cook tonight and we could just enjoy each other's time and eat some really good food. So we did Chinese this time. I ended up marrying my neighbor that I met when I was 10 years old who asked me to come out and play, which was how we met. And it's so funny because he used to tell me as a kid that he was going to marry me one day. And I used to just, of course, laugh at that. But we ended up getting married at 20 years old. We didn't really date until we were, grown already and graduated. But who would have ever thought? I'm making some cream cheese frosting right now for my carrot cake because I am making my own cake for my birthday. I know my husband says that is crazy work, and so does my brother. They're like, let us just buy you a cake. But I really wanted to make my own. So the night before, I made up some carrot cake batter, and I am just going to bake those off and then level them. And then also cut them in half so I can make a 4-tiered cake. I love eating cake scraps, by the way. If you've never had cake scraps from baking a cake, it is just so good. That caramelized top is great. And you can also make like cake pops with it and a whole bunch of other things. So you can save that, snack on it, or make cake pops with frosting and cake. Anywho, yes, so very blessed to have married at such a young age and someone that I've known literally my whole life. We went to the same schools together growing up, and that was really cool. And we hung out almost every single day after school. And so it was a whole experience. So to actually be getting married to somebody that you've known for so long. Now, not everybody was in favor of us getting married. Definitely not, especially being 20 years old. There was a lot of concern there from a lot of different people telling me not to marry him and all kinds of stuff like that. Just a lot of concern. I mean, we were really young. 20 years old. But being almost 30, I am so happy. I just feel so grateful to be where I am, to already be married, already have 3 beautiful children. I actually froze my cakes the night before. That's what I'm pulling out of the freezer right now. If you hear a snoring baby, she's right here on me. I feel like it's a running theme in all of my videos. Not everyone was rooting for us to get married at 20 years old. A lot of people were actually quite against it. But looking back, every year that I get closer to 30, I am so happy at where we are in life and just so grateful. I am working with frozen cake because it is so much easier to layer a cake, or it is so much easier to stack a cake and do a crumb coat, which we're going to do first before our other layers of cream cheese frosting. Now, cream cheese frosting isn't going to get extremely smooth. Naturally, I feel like it has a lot more texture than maybe a very smooth buttercream. But anyways, I love a really good, this is a brown butter cream cheese frosting. and I'm just going layer by layer. But yeah, looking back, and I just cannot believe we have 3 children. We are happily married. Of course, life isn't perfect, but I am just so grateful every single year that going into 30, I already have accomplished some major goals in my life. And I'm really just very satisfied and content in where I am as the woman I am in our family. So I am doing a crumb coat first to lock in those crumbs so we can have a smoother layer of frosting afterwards. So we can have a smoother cake at the end with our second coat of frosting. Now, getting married so young, I had my first child at 22, so I got pregnant at 21. It was anything but smooth. We really did have to work on our marriage and our relationship. We knew that we loved each other, and we always have. I knew as a young kid that I already loved him, which sounds insane, I know, but truly was like love at first sight. Now, we were friends like all the way growing up, and we did have like a little dating. We dated once in between when we were pretty young, but we were just, that whole, oh, he's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend. Like, it wasn't anything super serious because we were young. But I knew very young that I cared and loved him so much. And it was just incredible to be able to get married to someone that you've always had such a connection with. But like I said, marriage is hard, especially when you get married young. There were a lot of things that we had to work out and a lot of just finding yourself, because if you get married young, you really truly don't know yourself like you think you do. You change a lot, you grow up over the years. Some people grow apart, some people grow together. So I know it's not a everybody thing. Everyone's situation is different. Everybody's relationship is different. So you really can't compare. But I'm just really grateful that we have been able to really work together and love each other through some of the hardest things in life and just become stronger and stronger every single year. And I am just so proud and so happy to look back at my 20s. Now, I'm not 30 yet, but I have like one more year. So I'm 29. I just turned 29 this year. And I'm just so grateful to be in such a spot of gratitude and really just, and my heart is just overfilling with gratitude that I absolutely can't believe that this is where I am in life. Now, I was hoping to maybe have bought a house by now. That's like one of the only goals I feel like I haven't reached. This is one of the only goals that I feel like I haven't accomplished yet in my 20s. Now, a lot of people can't buy a house, especially in our economy, by 30. But, it was a goal. It was a dream, okay? Let a girl dream. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy a house by 30. Probably not. If we're just keeping it realistic, because that is, a pretty big goal. But hopefully sometime in my 30s, we will be able to buy a house and have some land and have some animals. That is what we are going for. That is our dream. So we will see. I am going to pop my cake back in the freezer, and then I just kind of scraped off the top to make it more level, that extra frosting. And then I'm going to take my little scraps that we had, and I'm just going to sprinkle them around the cake because my kids told me you have to decorate your cake. My kids are so used to me decorating cakes for their birthdays, and they said that I cannot not have a decorated cake. So I just decided to do some walnuts on the side after I did my final layer of the brown butter cream cheese frosting. And then I just did some carrot cake little scraps on top, and it was really good. I think it turned out pretty cute, and it was absolutely delicious. I only put 2 candles on the cake because I was not going to do 29 candles. That is just way too many. And yeah, so we just had like a little simple birthday celebration and really reflected on this whole last week of my birthday. Is always a reflection time, I feel like, for me, and just looking back at my life and seeing what we've accomplished and how much we've grown as people and honestly being so grateful to the Lord, and honestly in disbelief that we're living the life that we are. I just feel extremely grateful. And also to encourage you if you come from rough beginnings, because I know exactly what it's like to be super struggling and homeless and on welfare and having to rely on all these different programs and assistance. I know exactly what that's like. And I just want to let you guys know you are not alone. Coming from a low income family, a one income family, to another, is that you can get past it and you can still thrive, even if your income is lower than maybe some middle class folks. So after we had some cake, it was really delicious. I love a good homemade cake. Carrot cake is my favorite. I sat down with my mom. We did a fire. The kids went to bed and we put on a movie. And this movie was interesting. It was about motherhood and it is called Night Bitch, and it was interesting. It was about motherhood. I don't know if I would say it was good. It was different. I'll say that it was a choice. It was different. I definitely think it's worth the watch. I watched it on Hulu. The next day, we met up with some friends and we celebrated my birthday again. And we did ice skating, and it was so much fun. The baby slept again the whole entire time. I mean, we only ice skated for about like an hour and a half. But yeah, God blessed me with a sleeping baby. She does not usually take naps, or if she does, I have to be holding her. But 2 days in a row, I was able to get a nap to do the dishes as well as go thrifting. And then while we ice skated, here's me trying to not fall on my butt and record for you guys. We had so much fun. The ice was a little bit rough because they didn't do the Zamboni. We were not there right when the gates opened, so the ice was a little bit rough, but it was so much fun. And the kids enjoyed it as well. It was their first time ice skating. We did some s'mores, which was really great, and a nice treat after we were done. And we met up with friends and just had a really good time. So, highly recommend ice skating if you guys have not done it before. It's a really fun winter activity to do with the family. Anywho, I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys a little bit and just share some life things that have kind of been going on and what's been on my heart and my mind. But it's amazing to see what we have accomplished over the last almost decade. Truly is amazing, and I am so grateful to be living the life that I live every single day. Thank you guys so much for watching and all of your support always, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.